Hey guys, welcome back. Let's continue from where we have left. And in our previous lecture we have added the link, but now if we click on this link there is 404 not found error, and for getting rid of it we need to add a new method in here. So let's add a new method for request mapping / add user. Now friends, this time way around we would be not making use of model and view, rather we would be making use of model approach in order to give you more confidence with model. So let's get started. Firstly, we will be adding the public method. The name of the public method would be add user and it will return a string. So let us quickly do that. Add user, and inside this method we would be returning the name of the file which will get loaded. So let us also do that real quick. Return, and the name of the file would be add user, and let us also copy this request mapping. Let me copy this from here and paste it in here. Add user. So everything looks cool. Now moving forward we need to also add this file. So we will navigate to this JSP folder which is inside this webinf folder. Alright, so I will highlight this JSP folder, right click and add a new JSP file into our project. And in order to test we will simply add in a text in here and we will execute this particular project and we will run it on the web server. Let us see whether everything works properly as expected or not. Fantastic, so things are working properly. Let me click on add user, and this is saying that something is not correct, and maybe because in here the file name is not proper. I suppose I have made some mistake either in the file name, which seems to be okay, or either in our controller. Here we go. So in here there is a small typo. And then let me refresh this page and it should give me a proper result. Oops, here we go. So now this time way around it is giving me a proper result. Alright, so this is cool. Now friends, as we know that we would be adding a form in this particular URL add user, so let us update our controller a little bit more. As we are also making use of the model approach, firstly we would require a model object. So I will type in model, and we will also add in a object of user type. So I will type in user. Fantastic. And now we would be saying model dot add attribute, and we will give the name of the attribute as user and we will pass in the user in here. Now friends, all these things, how to create a form with reference to Spring Form elements, this is something we already know. And in order to save some time, I will pause this video and I will code this particular form in order to save some time, and I will also walk you through the form real quick. Alright, so let us quickly check the code which I have just now added. In here firstly I have added the tag lib for Spring Form elements, then we have also added the CSS file. Now this CSS file is simply in order to give you just a basic styling of the web page, and then we have the title, and then finally we have this form. Alright, so now I have also added this form in between the table in order to also give you a better view. Alright, so now the important things, the model attribute. Now this model attribute needs to be provided with the object of model, and the object of model as user, which we have passed from the controller. So here is the attribute which we would be using, which is nothing but a object of user type. Then we have the action is nothing but the URL where we would be submitting the form, and we would be submitting the form to the method itself. So this particular method will also load the form and will also handle the form after submission, which is fantastic. Alright, so now in this particular form we have two attributes, name and email. Now these two elements, in fact not attributes, these two elements, form elements, are name and email, and in here these two are input entities and the path is given as name and email, and we would be also displaying the validation error. No rocket science in here, and then finally we have the submit button. So everything is cool and fantastic, no rocket science. And finally let us execute this particular method. Oh my god, in here it says some weird crash. In fact, it is not weird, it says no default constructor found. And in here we are taking help of user, and we need to also pass in the default constructor, right? So we would be navigating to the model. We will highlight the user.java. I will highlight this class, navigate to source, and we will click on this particular option, and we will deselect everything, and we will create a default constructor. Let us quickly do that. Let us get rid of the super method call. And now this time way around, if I refresh this particular page, then it should give me a proper result. And let us give it a couple of seconds in order to do all the background processing. Let me rerun this particular web page, I suppose. Here is the home page. Let me retry. Fantastic. So now we have fixed the issue by adding the default constructor. Fantastic. Now when the user will submit this particular form, we need to handle the submitted information as well, and definitely we need to update this method little bit more. And that is something which we're gonna see in our next video, that how a single method can load the form, how it can handle the form as well. So that is something interesting which we're gonna see in our next video. So thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.